Welcome to Spaceriffic Reviews. I'm Kevin T. Rodriguez of themoviewizard.com, and this is Marco.
I am.
He is.
Today we're going to be reviewing, not reviewing, that's not a word. We're going to be reviewing The Fourth Kind, directed by some guy with a really hard to pronounce name. It stars Milla Jovovich, Will Patton, and Elias Koteas? I don't know how to say his name, but he's fucking Casey Jones.
And you can say Djokovic, though.
Jovovich.
Yeah, Jovovich.
Anyway, it's set in Nome, Alaska, which seems to have a lot of trees, even though Nome, Alaska doesn't have any trees. And it's about some supposed weird coincidences going on with a sleep disturbance study that may implicate that aliens are involved in some way. The intent of this movie is not to make you jump. And a lot of movies like slasher films are you supposed to, oh my god, that scared me. And this film's intent is to fill you with dread. Which, you know, to have this constant, unnerving feeling.
Yeah, it's supposed to... I think the intention was the Hitchcock thing, where it's like, it builds things.
Yeah, and it's very tense and dreadful feeling. You're kind of like, nah, when you're watching it. Which isn't something I go for when I see horror films or suspense films. So it was kind of weird. I like the ones that make you jump and kind of, you know. I don't see a lot of horror films in theater, though.
I like the dread.
So this film, to me, was extremely... oddly successful at that. I was kind of shocked. Actually, I wasn't expecting a whole lot out of it, but I was feeling dread through the whole film, and I found it to be tense. I wasn't one of those movies that made you jump and go, oh my god, they just did that. I mean, there were one or two moments, but I actually found it to be surprisingly effective.
Yeah, well, I found it full of dread, too. Full of dreadfully dull acting and pacing. So, this is a movie that fights too much with itself, and I think that's the easiest way to do it. I mean, on one hand, when it started out, it was kind of intriguing, like, you have a fake story that they're trying to put on that would be real, and you have actors playing supposedly these real people, and they have supposedly the real people, and they'll sometimes show them side by side to, you know, show the the reactions of the stuff, but it just is too much, and it tries too hard. It's one of those things where I kind of start thinking, boy, everything has to happen at least twice in this movie, doesn't it? Just in case you weren't scared the first time.
Well, they usually do it at the same time.
Yeah, but
I found it... See, a lot of people were saying that, you know, because I think that a lot of people were annoyed with this supposed, oh, it's true, oh, it's not true? Well, no shit, it's not true.
Well, I know it wasn't true.
Yeah, a lot of people, I think, were kind of annoyed with that aspect of it. Once they knew that, I thought that was at least an interesting way.
I don't know why people are getting a little upset about that these days, because it's like, it's happened before. This thing where it's like they find footage of real events that really weren't real dates back as far as Cannibal Holocaust. I hadn't seen the trailers before had seen it. I didn't know what this movie was before you told me to see it because we were reviewing it, and so I kind of went in like with the ticket like, I don't know what this is, hopefully it's good. And again, when it started out, it was kind of interesting, but it just went too long.
I will say
it beat it in too hard. I kind of halfway through was wondering, kind of thinking there, going like, I wonder if this is what it was like with the first 3D movie where it's like, oh, that's cool, and they keep doing stuff like that. It's like, okay, oh, now it's really boring.
So I found the final third of the film to push it, because this is a movie that's so high concept that it's next to impossible for it to keep it going at any rate. Because when you have this whole, oh, it's based on real stuff, it's going here, it's kind of an ambitious idea to try. And if you screw up in one way, you're going to ruin all of it. And I felt that they did finally kind of push it a little too far when they had a cop outside her house and the cop's camera went nuts. That was where I kind of went, okay, this kind of lost me a little bit. But the film was certainly, I found that what it was trying to do was fill you with dread. And to me, I was filled with dread. So it succeeded. I don't know how thoroughly
it's dreadfully boring.
I didn't think it was boring.
I'm going to wring that pun out as much as I can.
Well, it depends on how... See, that's the same thing. It depends on what you want or expect out of a movie. If you think slasher films
I wasn't expecting anything, so I could just judge it from what I was seeing right there and then, which is sometimes probably the best way to judge a movie when you just... Someone say, hey, I wanted to watch this movie, and tell tell me what you think, and you don't know what it is, you've never seen it, you've never heard of it before, that can sometimes be really effective because you have no expectations or any unexpectations, you're just judging the film. I don't think anyone's going to actually seriously recommend this movie, The Fourth Kind. They'd be nuts if they actually recommended it.
Sorry.
Don't do it.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
Like I said, a film succeeds based on what it's trying to do. I gave A Christmas Carol an okay review because it succeeded at being an accurate depiction, despite the fact that I wasn't having a lot of fun while watching it. This movie was supposed to make you feel dread. I did. It worked because of the situations it had, the things that were relatable to people in it.
Now, this is why star ratings can be so confusing, because you have to take into account what they're trying to do, but you also have to go like, well, you know, did I enjoy it, or did it affect, if they were trying to do this, did it affect me that way? So I'm assuming that's why you're basing it.
No, the movie affected me in the way that it was trying to be. I didn't find it to be distracting in any respect.
No,
I didn't find it to be disappointing, except for the ending.
It was very distracting, especially those stupid owls.
Well, see, I think that it depends on what scares you or what doesn't, or what is effective to you. So if the movie isn't effective to you because it's like the Paranormal Activity thing, it's the same thing. If you go, well, this kind of shit doesn't scare me, then the movie is stupid automatically, despite anything else.
I don't necessarily want to be scared. I want a good story, intriguing idea, good acting, which I guess this had 1 out of the 3. It had an intriguing idea. It was poorly executed, though.
I heartily disagree.
Well,
I was kind of surprised.
Well, I strongly disagree with you that it was effective in any way possible. I'm not even going to wait for your grade. 1 star.
All right. It was better than Paranormal Activity. That movie wasn't scary at all. This movie had at least one moment where I went, oh! And it had at least a sense of dread to it to me. I actually was kind of surprised I gave this at least 3 stars. Hell! No, wait. Well, we saw this with Christmas Carol, and I gave that 3 stars. 3.5 stars, just out of spite.
Just out of spite. That's not how you grade a movie.
I can grade it however I want. No, I actually was going to give it that originally, and I forgot. I found it to be surprisingly enjoyable for what it was.
And I just thought it was dreadful.
All right.
So, and anyway, see you guys next time.